Hey there everybody, so we're going to continue with the build of the little quarter ton truck, aka Willys Jeep, and we're going to finish on, well, last part of the build, step 8, and it's going to be the little trailer that is included in the kit. And so right, while part of the build hasn't been all that, one thing I can commend this kit on is having the parts all numbered in order as it was. For example, this is the last part of the build, and it's also the last sprue, and all the parts are numbered from 71 down to 86. Basically there's about 90 parts in this kit, less than 90, and they're all numbered in practically sequentially, almost. So yeah, so basically you're not trying to find parts on all the different sprues around like you can with certain manufacturers I can mention. So yeah, anyway, let's start cutting some plastic and build this little trailer here. Okay, let's go. So happily virtually all the parts are on the same sprue. Not all of them. Sprue number 9 says so there, and let's have a look. I think they're all here, so let's start cutting some plastic and building some parts. So I've been using these cutters, the Nanye, the orange and yellow pliers cutters. These are single edge pliers. They're very sharp, they're very good in my opinion, and they're also surprisingly cheap. I think they cost me less than £15. They came all the way from Australia for some reason on eBay, and I mentioned it because they've also got these, the display cutters, which are very similar, and the display ones cost me around £35, and that's the cheap price. I know they can. I know that the regular price is a bit more than that. You're looking upwards of £40–50, and let's not even mention the God hand tools, but they do exactly the same job. Probably the main difference with this is that these have a little adjustment screws, a little one there and there, which I'm not sure exactly what they do. Well, I know what this one does is to limit the cut so you don't press too hard, so that the cutting side and the anvil side don't damage each other, I guess. Well, these ones don't. But quite frankly, for my uses, I haven't really spotted any noticeable difference. Yes, the display are thinner. That's probably the only real difference between these two. Thinner, probably a bit sharper, easier to get into the small places. So basically I use the display for delicate small parts and these for everything else. So hopefully that way these last a lot longer. But then when these fail I can always buy another pair because they're dirt cheap. Well, cheap to me, which means that they're even cheaper for you. Yeah, anyway, because I'm a skinflint, I'm tight on my money. Anyway, let's get into building. So, start with the basics. Yeah, so there's going to be a little cleanup. There's some flash on the toe loop there, and more on there. Yep. So, but apart from that, some other flash on some of the other parts of it, but nothing too drastic. Yep. Anyway, less talking and let's get some music in here. Interestingly, I just thought I'd mention this. So this is the base of the trailer, but in the picture it shows it like it's got wooden planking, while this one hasn't. So I'm wondering if I should mark it out and do some scribing on this thing to make it look like wood. I suppose I could start by counting the planks on this one. 10 and a bit. Okay then. That's 26 millimeters, just 2.6 millimeters each. I'll give it a go. So I found a use for these things. Pin for parallel scribing tool. Now a parallel scribing tool will come in pretty handy for this job, but I haven't got one because I thought I was buying one, but I was actually buying the blades for it. There's 3. Here's one in the Manwa tool handle thing. Anyway, I got it off AliExpress, Alibaba, and naturally I assumed I was buying the actual cutting tool itself. I'll put a picture of it somewhere here, and of course the price wasn't for the tool itself, it was for the blades, which is why it was so cheap, so about £4. So the device itself cost about £18, and because I felt annoyed at the time, so I didn't go and buy the whole thing. So, but I might do later on. Anyway, but this will do: a ruler, a straight edge, and a steady hand. Because I've already made a mess of it on here. Look at that big scratch right there. Anyway, let's have a go at this. That's pretty good. I dare try for that. Right then, that's the first one. Let's continue with the rest. Well, here we are. So I've spent quite a few tens of minutes scribing, scratching and scraping and cutting these lines. So hopefully it'll look nicer when it's painted. To clean up the edges, I put a bit of the extra thin just to dissolve the bits. So there's still a little bit more to do here, maybe. So let's have a look. So basically just have to clean up the lines around the edges. Anyway, just looking at it in a different light, and all of a sudden I can see a lot more. Anyway, that's the little bit of scraping done. So the tools I used, as I mentioned before, the this blade thing from Display, pointy blade thing, was tricky to get it because it's got the end of this is faceted, like it's got like 3 sides, and it's tricky to get it to follow the cut line. But once you do it, it's fairly good. I also used this little saw. Just to try to get some depth into the lines. Then I remember that I had this very tiny chisel. I think is something like 1/10 of a millimeter tip. Does it tell me how big it is? It does somewhere. No, it doesn't. Anyway, I use that just to clean out and cut the lines. Cut the lines down to depth. Made it a lot easier to make the cut lines a lot more even. So yeah, little tools that I didn't think I'd need to use, Luckily I thought I'd get a use out of this, which is why I bought this one and another one. I may buy another one just to an even finer one, but yeah, comes in handy. So that's what I've done so far. Spent a lot longer doing this than I expected I would, but yeah. So I've just left the table with a lot of little bits of rubbish on the surface. So anyway, let's get the little vacuum cleaner out. Neat little device, Klaus it says there. I think it's available in other brands, but yeah, tiny vacuum cleaner. Find it on Amazon, which is where I found mine. Yeah, it was Nigel of Nigel's Modelling Bench who pointed that out. Who first showed me one of those? Well, showed his viewers, of which I am one. Anyway, let's continue. Now where did I put the other piece? So next stage, go and put in the sides and the and stuff on. So I'll do that next. '80s on this side. It is on this. It does actually show how helpful this instruction manual is. So it doesn't actually show you what number this piece is, unless I'm reading it wrong. Actually it says 79, that piece there, and then 80, that piece there. So this side is numbered. Let's just have a look. I see the difference. So the difference is they've got this little knob, which I think is probably light or something like that, or because it says to paint it red. So this is at the back of the little trailer. Oh god! So this is at the back of the little trailer. So both of the pieces have it, as you can see there. So that'll make it easy. So, okay. And the back, yeah, and these are the other sides. The back one, 72, that's got the little lights / reflectors on it. So again, so yeah, so clean up, let's go. So putting together the side panels of this thing, I'm using the white glue, the slightly thicker glue, to give me a bit more breathing time. This one. So I was going to take a bit longer to stick, so oops. So I'm just going to use the white glue on the thicker glue on the base of these things, and then I'm going to use the extra thin type on the sides. Oops. Last one. And not surprised to anyone, it doesn't fit properly. I'm going to use the extra thin for this one. I'll leave it like this, because then I can sand it down and hopefully round off the edges a little bit. Anyway. Glue's getting a bit low, so I'm going to use a brush instead. Get a bit more of that stuff on there. So there we are so far with that. And yeah, next stage to put in the little what do you call it? Little fenders for the wheels and the axle. All the rest. Let's continue. Go for the axle next. 83. It's just a bar shape. There it is. And you need the springs. Rather windy outside, you can hear things moving out the back. And then time to spot a cleanup. So there's a push pin, extrusion pin marks on these things. Small but noticeable. So get the knife to that. Let's go. Where is it? It's over here. That's how it goes.